And what you're looking at right now is an FBI wanted poster for Kim Il. He's a member of a North Korean military agency and is accused of carrying out several attacks at the command of the North Korean government. Well, today, the Department of Justice charged Kim Il and two other North Korean computer programmers with several hacks. Their goal in all this was to steal more than $1 billion for the benefit of their government.
North Korea's operatives, using keyboards rather than guns, stealing digital wallets of cryptocurrency instead of sacks of cash, have become the world's leading bank robbers. The indictment adds to the list of victims since 2018, including continued cyber-enabled heists from banks on 4 continents targeting over $1.2 billion. Simply put, the regime has become a criminal syndicate with a flag, which harnesses its state resources to steal hundreds of millions of dollars.
The Justice Department's indictment builds off an earlier case from 2018 and adds 2 more North Korean operatives to the indictment. The hackers are accused of trying to steal more than $1.3 billion of money and cryptocurrency, unleashing a sweeping ransomware campaign and targeting Sony Pictures Entertainment over the movie The Interview, which the North Korean government did not like because of its portrayal of the country's leader. Now, none of the defendants is in U.S. custody just yet, but the Justice Department says there is value still in these indictments as a message that hackers are not anonymous and can still be identified. Joining us now is international affairs analyst J.J. Green to provide a little more insight into today's announcement. J.J., as always, thanks for being with us. It's fascinating here that the case seems to center around the idea that what they wanted here was money as opposed to an espionage operation where typically the goal is information, getting America's secrets.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. Thank you again for having me. It's good to be with you again. There were several different operations dating back to the Sony hack in 2014. There were these ATM cash out activities. There were cyber bank robberies, ransomware. There was a spear phishing campaign. And a part of what they were doing, as you alluded to, was to cause damage. They were trying to steal data and steal money. And this was to further the interest of the North Korean government and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The objective appeared to be revenge in some cases, but more than likely it was to get that money, which that regime and Kim Jong-un are desperately looking for, as always, because that country is one of the poorest in the world.
And not to sound too elementary about this, but is the genesis of this really their dislike of that Seth Rogen movie from 2014? Was that the impetus for all of this? Because they didn't like the depiction of their leader in an American comedy put out by Sony?
Well, that's the pretext that they're using. But the bottom line on it is North Korea has some of the best hackers in the world. And what they were doing is basically punching above their weight in this situation. They were attacking countries all over the world. You mentioned the figure, $1.3 billion in money and cryptocurrency. And what they were trying to do was essentially use this pretext as motivation to go out and conduct these activities, saying that, it was okay because, you disrespected our leader. But listen, this is what happened. There was a second indictment that was announced today as well. And this involved a Canadian American who was their money launderer. And this individual has already pled guilty and is helping authorities. So what they actually now have is the guy who was essentially a party to all of this through getting the money, and they can tell he can tell authorities exactly what they were thinking with this operation.
And when you hear about hacking attempts against America, we've heard certainly Russia in the news, China in the news. One, is North Korea as big a player as those other 2 countries when it comes to this kind of effort? And 2, what can we as a country do to better protect our information?
Well, first, to answer the first question, no, they're not as big a player as Russia or China, but they are about number 3 or 4 on the list, because you have Iran as well on that list. But they are very formidable. They can do a lot of damage because they essentially, this is a military organization. It's the Reconnaissance General Bureau, North Korea's military intelligence agency, and this is all they do. They train for it. There's a budget for them. They're given exceptional tools and training to do this. So this is their job. So they're very good at it and among the best in the world. What the U.S. can do is what the U.S. does always. They keep a very close eye on what North Korea is doing. They understand what North Korea's motives are, and they know a good amount about what North Korea's objectives are and their goals are, and how to essentially do an end around. Essentially, this is what U.S. authorities are hoping for. But the problem with this situation is it goes back so far and it's so spread out, and the end game here just sort of got splintered. They were doing so many different things. Tying all these loose ends and connecting all these dots took a little bit of time, but that's what the U.S. has. It has time to do this, and it has great resources in the NSA and other investigative bodies in the U.S. government and intelligence community to do this, and they can certainly track down these guys. But the problem is, you don't know what you don't know, and that's the biggest thing, Rob, that bothers U.S. intelligence.
The dangers of our digital world. JJ, thank you so much as always for your time and insight tonight. We appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you.